everybody, I am Jarrett Ross, the GeneaVlogger, and on today's vlog, I'm just going to be doing an update on a whole bunch of stuff that's been going on. I've taken a very much needed month off from posting videos, and I've just been relaxing and working on future videos and really kind of figuring a whole bunch of different things out. So I have a whole bunch of stuff in the works that I'll be talking about today, as well as some of what's going on with the Ukrainian archives, and also some news relating to the Portuguese fast-track citizenship for people with Sephardic ancestry. So to start off, my biggest announcement is that I am going to be starting a second channel. Now this channel is actually just going to now be the home for my reaction and review videos. The channel is literally just called Professional Genealogist Reacts, and I'll be linking that new channel down below, so please be sure to go and subscribe. That way you'll start seeing all the new reactions and reviews that I do. Now the biggest reason why I've decided to do this, and I've been mulling over it for a long time, is because I really have two main types of content that the audiences don't mesh as well, even though both cover genealogy. So I have my reactions and reviews, which do really well and people really love, and I do enjoy doing them. But then I also have more in-depth videos that go more into the genealogy of stuff and the history of stuff, and kind of more along the lines of what I originally planned this channel to be. And one thing that worries me is that the clash of these different audiences has kind of held back the channel, because people that really like watching the reactions aren't so much as into the more in-depth stuff, and then some of the people that are into the more in-depth stuff really aren't as into the reactions. So I guess in a way it's me kind of trying to work the algorithm so that both types of content get a larger audience and get pushed better to the audience that would want to watch it. So since reactions and reviews will be my second channel, that means that on this channel, the GeneaVlogger channel, this will be home to my YouTuber Family Tree series, and I'm going to start doing a lot more in-depth videos similar to what I did with the Presidents or All Related video. And I'm also looking at doing some more videos from my Identifying People in Old Film series. Another big announcement is that I just launched my memberships on the GeneaVlogger channel. Now this is slightly different from my Patreon for anyone who is one of my Patreon users, because this will give you access to special emojis, including emojis of me, and it's also going to give you badges, and you'll get priority in response for comments. And I'm going to have two tiers, which will both include the emojis, badges, and priority comment responses, and then that second tier is going to have exclusive videos and early videos and things like that. I'm still trying to figure out how it's all going to work in conjunction with my Patreon and how I'm going to do all that stuff, so I'm not quite sure yet. But the big thing is that if you want the emojis to be able to use and want to help support the channel, the memberships is going to be the way to go. And now for updates in terms of Ukrainian archives. For anyone who's been watching my channel for a long time, you know that Ukrainian archives has been a big topic of mine, most especially covering the work of Alex Krakovsky, who for years, since at least 2017, has been fighting for record access in Ukraine. Basically, the Ukrainian constitution allows access to digitize records from the government, and many archives were not allowing it. And so Alex Krakovsky was going through and suing these archives in Ukraine, and he won every single case that he did. But as well as getting better access to the archives, he was also spending time digitizing every record that he could find. Now, Alex was digitizing records up until the invasion by the Russians. In fact, he was still digitizing records while he knew the Russians were coming in. He digitized a whole bunch, so he still has a big backlog that he's constantly uploading. So literally every day he's posting new things that he's uploading to the Wikimedia archives, which acts as the storage place for all of the records he's digitizing, which I'm going to be linking in the description below. And I don't want to dive too much further into it because, well, I've been following a lot of different genealogists that I've worked with in terms of what they've been going through and their posts and, trying to get an idea. I'm considering doing a video. I'm going to reach out to a few of my friends. I don't, want to bother them with anything because obviously they have a lot more to deal with. But if any of them do have messages that they do want to get out or anything that they want me to say about what is happening, I am likely going to do an update video if that is the case.
War is a terrible thing. And you see, I've never thought I would have to leave my home
But with everything going on in Ukraine, part of that has also leaked out into another area of discussion that I've talked about for years, and that is the Portuguese fast-track citizenship laws. In 2015, Portugal and Spain both passed laws that allowed a fast-track citizenship for people with Sephardic ancestry, where they could prove they had Sephardic ancestry. And since the passage of that law, there's been thousands of people who have done it. I have a few relatives in my family who've successfully obtained their citizenships, and I have a few who are still in the works of trying to obtain that, so I'm sure they're hoping that what I'm going to talk about isn't going to affect them so much. Now, the Spanish law technically ended a few years back, but the Portuguese law didn't really have an end. But recently, one famous person that obtained this citizenship this way was Roman Abramovich, who many know as a Russian oligarch, especially with everything going on. And because of this, there was a whole lot of concern in Portugal of how this law was being enacted and how the process was going about to grant citizenship. I believe the citizenship for Roman Abramovich was revoked. I'm not 100% sure about that. But the rabbi from the community which helped grant the paperwork that allowed the citizenship was then arrested, and a whole bunch of computers and all sorts of stuff were seized. And basically, there was this big investigation into how they were conducting themselves. Now, I should say, before all of this, for years, many Sephardic genealogists in the community did have concerns about how the process was working in terms of confirming Sephardic ancestry. Basically, in the genealogy world, we go by what's known as the genealogical proof standard, but it was unknown if those standards were being used in the proofs of people obtaining these citizenships. And this is a topic I've thought about covering. Maybe I will cover it in a full video in the future. I mean, if any of these topics interest people more, please comment below. But a good friend and genealogy colleague of mine, David Mendoza, has been writing about this for a while. Some of his articles even getting him a lot of angry messages and comments, and I think even some actual threats. But he has been doing a lot of in-depth work on this, and I would suggest for anyone who wants to learn more about this to go and read what he's written. I'm going to be linking that down below. He has a few articles that he's done, as well as a few actual statements directly to the Portuguese government. But because of all the things that have gone on in terms of Roman Abramovich and their investigation, there has been work to change the law in Portugal, and recently they released a whole new set of regulations which make it really, really difficult for people to get the citizenship now. I'd actually been considering for a long time actually pursuing this as well. I had a lot of cousins where I wrote the documents to help get them the certificates they needed, and I have a lot of relatives who are currently in the works doing this. So it's something that has been on my mind and kind of on the back burner of something I want to do, although there's been just a lot of different steps and things I need to do that it's just kind of been like, not a big deal. So who knows, maybe I'll jump ahead and actually go ahead and try to get things rolling before these changes come in and make it near impossible for me to be able to actually get the citizenship. Now, I haven't done a whole lot of these talking head type of videos. I mean, I guess technically my reactions and reviews are talking head videos. If anyone does enjoy this, let me know, because I figured I'd just try to do one of these. It's been a while since I've done an update video. Makes sense to do one with a second channel coming in. But it might be fun to talk about different genealogy topics and kind of genealogy news and things going on. But I'm really hopeful for the future with everything, and I really appreciate everybody who's been watching the channel, everyone who's subscribed and liked and shared and, just watched the videos and enjoyed. Even if, one person really enjoys a video, I think it kind of makes it worth it for me, because, I love making these videos, and if it makes somebody happy, that's awesome. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please be sure to do so, and also be sure to subscribe to the new channel, Professional Genealogist Reacts. I'm going to have a whole bunch of links down below in the description. I'll probably even pin a comment with a whole bunch of different links and stuff like that as well. And just, thank you to everyone so much. I'm the GeneaVlogger. I'll see you in my next video.